All right, well, we're back on location, Paul. Back at the fabulous, famous
Watering hole.
that is Stone Pony. So we're happy to be here. We're going to be hosting trivia tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope we got all our questions ready to go. Maybe we'll stump some people this time. I've been taking it too easy on them lately, I
Yeah,
think.
I know some of them questions I ain't got a clue about. Thank God I got the cheat sheet.
Yeah, you got the cheat sheet. That's right. That's right. You don't have to know them all. So here we are. Cash and Tickets is back from Stone Pony. Going to get it to you today. Poolside Bets bringing you Cash and Tickets. I'm Franklin. That's Paul. You catch us on Twitter at Poolside Bets and find our shows on YouTube at Poolside Bet. No S. So we're back for another edition. This is on a Wednesday night. So I was going to talk about the Tampa Bay Derby, but we don't have any post positions. I saw the horses' names, but kind of tough when you know where they're posting from. And I didn't. Did you look at any of the names for the Tampa Bay
The
Derby?
one, the one that I looked at is I think it's the Florida Oaks. I think it's a filly race though.
Just a different race you looked at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just all fillies. Like I was kind of curious to see if there's any girls out there that would go out there and just beat the boys.
yeah.
I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of information right now, so it's hard to
Now
cap.
Saturday's going to be kind of just watch and bet as you will as the races come along. Nothing to really put out there. Maybe if I once I do see it, I may tweet it out. We won't do a show, but Tappet Trice is a horse I've looked at a little bit for the Tampa Bay Derby. I think
Well,
he's probably going to end up being the favorite, so that wouldn't be any fun to bet him anyway. So
no, it's kind of like we went through this weekend.
yeah, with Forte, that's right.
What a horse!
Boy, how easy was that?
Hell, he went on the outside of him. They
I
put
just-
it. He put his blinker on, put his hand signal on,
and just walked into victory.
and said, "Excuse me, guys. Let me go around you here."
Did get Rocket Can home second and third. He
Yep.
came in and charged pretty hard and got the place in the show. Got a little money on Rocket Can there, but yeah, it was a little way too easy for Forte. I knew he was the best horse in there, but
Yeah.
man, I don't bet any of those other horses in the Derby if that's the way they're going to look because he didn't even look like he was trying.
No, I mean, there's no fun when he went off at 1-2. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't bet him.
Yeah. And that last furlong, he wasn't even. I mean, the jockey wasn't even touching him. He just strolled right into victory lane.
So if you don't understand what 1-2 means, that's half your money. So whatever you put down, you would have won half of it back plus your initial bet. So if you put $100 down, you'd have won $50.
Yeah.
So they'd have paid you $150, which is but it's just not worth the. You just not.
Especially
it's
not in
worth
horse
it.
racing. Not
It's
in
not
horse
worth
racing.
it.
It's not.
Don't
yeah.
do it. Trust us.
You're gonna throw some money out there. You better hope you're getting at least 3 to 4 to 1 odds on there because they hit a lot. I mean, like I said, we hit Angel Empire 13 to 1. Had Red Route 1 came home in second place. Paid really good on the place in the show. So yeah, you got to make sure you're getting money back on those horses. And those odds on favorites are no fun to bet.
Yeah, I think Rocket Can went off at 6-1 at place there. Probably got you even money, didn't it? Or no?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The place got over even money
Yeah.
on Rocket Can. So
Yeah, there you go. Not bad.
I think this show was right at even money or just over. So it wasn't bad.
There you
Not
go.
too bad there. So anyway, yeah, not much information on the Tampa Bay Derby. It's kind of hard to know, like when we don't know post positions and things like that. So stay abreast to Twitter. I'll probably put out my horses that, especially the one I'm looking at to score on. It ought to be a decent betting race. I don't think we're going to have anybody that's just an odds-on favorite in the Tampa Bay Derby. That's raced in Tampa Bay Downs, in Florida. Paul, you want to recap
The week that was.
the Arnold Palmer Invitational? Because, boy, you had a lot of excitement on Sunday afternoon.
I had Matsuyama went out there and just laid a big old egg. But Terrell Hatton, I always say his name wrong, but it's Terrell Hatton, went out there and he made it fun for me. Didn't cash, but he was right there. He could have made a putt here, make a shot there, or just that last shot he hit on 18. If it just an inch shorter, it trickles back toward the hole.
If it had
Just-
any
yeah,
spin on
just
it, it comes
anything.
right back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a good pick. Like I said, he plays really well there. I got 4 golfers this week. I went after, gonna try to get one. The thing about them golf bets, man, you hit one, I mean, you're good for a while as far as keeping you. I mean,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
just hit one of them. Some. But
Because you're
anyway,
talking about some of them are 20, 25, 30 to 1 odds.
So I went out there and got some of the this week. Do you want to talk about the players or?
Yeah, we'll go ahead since we talked about golf. We got the Players Championship this weekend that I think should have been added as a major a long time
It's
ago.
the
But
fifth major.
yeah, I mean it's such a fun tournament. You always get some excitement. The course sets up great, and of course the 17th there, the Island Green. It's just a lot of fun.
All right, so pick a par three. Is it the Phoenix Open par three, or is it the 17 at Sawgrass?
It's 17th at Sawgrass. I mean, for me, it is. I mean, I love the excitement there at the
Yeah.
16th, but I mean, honestly, when you're looking at that shot, that's not super intimidating. I mean,
it's right down the middle, but it's
I mean, when you got all those fans watching and
It's
knowing they'll boo or if you hit a bad
yeah,
shot,
it's the closest thing to making a free throw with the game on the line, really.
and that
I mean, it's the
that
pressure.
hole can stretch out. They can make it as short as long as they want because that green is so long.
Yeah.
You know that shot from Thursday to Sunday can go from it can be a 180-yard par three down to 140, 150. So they move it around a lot. Man, that one at 17, you're talking about sometimes that it's only 120 yards and you got pros just sweating over that shot.
you leave it out 2 feet
Oh, my God. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
you just
good.
and that green is not incredibly receptive all the time. You get the wind there, it gets hard, you barely miss it
Yeah.
on the back. It's
Yeah,
not stopping. It's
Yeah,
going.
If it gets hard and fast, it's not good.
It's not a fun day. And then you got to judge the wind just right. I mean, as far as difficulty goes, that's the whole that one. Or I would probably take the 12th at Augusta over the 16th at the Phoenix Open.
Is that the one that's in Amen Corner?
Yeah, yeah.
It's tucked in the back there where you got to go a little the bridge.
Yeah, you got to.
That's a beautiful hole.
It's not a deep. What makes it so difficult is it's not a deep green.
Yeah.
I mean, from front to back, you're not talking about more than 10 steps. And
No.
there's a bunker. There's a bunker in front. The bunker, and of course, the water right there in front. And I mean, you recall the 2019 Masters where Tiger made the big move. You know, the big comeback, and he's there in the final group. And I remember getting up. They played it that morning because they were scared of weather. I didn't miss one Tiger shot that morning. I swear I cried when he won it on the 18th. But
yeah, most of those guys try to park it in that back bunker on that hole. Don't
yeah,
they?
but that hole was lost. I mean, that tournament was lost for all the other contenders, and won for Tiger on that hole because everybody else went in the water constantly.
Yeah.
What's the guy that Molinari was
Yeah,
with him in that
Francesco.
group, and then I think you had Spieth up ahead that went in the water. I mean, it was just crazy, and Tiger just takes advantage and walks into the win, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, the players, I'd put the players number one and Augusta two, and Phoenix just for the because of the fan excitement and it's hard to calm your nerves there with all those people.
I heard somebody compare that to being a gladiator in the Coliseum.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
you're gonna die. You're not gonna. I don't think
Well,
he's gonna shoot you
Well,
or send
I
a
don't know.
line out.
You seen that crowd?
Well, I mean, at least they're throwing aluminum bottles, right? When that, somebody makes a hole in one, they pepper that thing. And who allowed that, by the way? I mean,
Why not? It's the garbage company tournament. I mean, what else?
Yeah, I mean,
now, what do you
gosh.
expect out of it?
I just can't believe I know it only happens on hole in ones, but my goodness, it took them like an hour to clean it up one day when the guy hit a hole in one. It took
That's
forever to
fun.
get all that hole. And I mean, hey, we started that in Oxford. Come on, do something. Okay, I don't guess we throw the cans. We just throw the beer up in the air.
No,
So
cheap beer.
yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the players. I mean, a fun tournament. I mean, it's the back stretch from 15, 16, 17, 18 is a great stretch of holes. And that's where and it's always one right there on Sunday,
Yep.
somewhere in there. Either somebody makes an eagle on the par 5 16th or somebody dunks it in the water on 17. I mean, it's an incredible tournament. I can't wait to watch it. So I guess we'll get started with your players. I got 3 that I'm looking at, and you said you already got 4 in there ready to go.
Yeah, this tournament starts at, I think the tee off is at 5:30 Eastern in the morning or 5:30 Central. So it's early. Like, they start teeing off early in the morning.
Well, for us, yeah, because they're in Florida, so that they're
It's 6:30 tee off time there, so it's 5:30 here. So it's If you want to bet this thing, go get it this evening or whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, so I went out there and got some of Max Homa at 20 to 1. A good golfer.
Well,
I mean, you've liked him all year.
too bad for you.
Yeah, he's consistent.
He's on my list too. I might as well bring it up since you brought it
Yeah,
up.
go ahead.
I know he's on my list too. Is all I was gonna say. I'll let you talk about him, but shit, of course we picked one of the same golfers. Go ahead.
No, I mean I don't have a whole lot to say as far as wins and wins, but I will tell you this: he's probably one of the most consistent guys on the tour right now.
I mean, that's it right there.
And,
Iron play, driving, and scrambling has been incredible, and you got to be able to scramble at this golf course.
Yeah, my second guy I got here is the guy that if last week he could have made a putt, this anytime.
Hey, who could make a putt last
It
week?
was bad. It was bad. I tell you who almost made
Scheffler
it.
lost it on the. I mean, couldn't get in the playoff
Yeah.
because he could. Oh God, it's so bad.
Jordan Spieth going off at 40 to 1. I like that number, and if he gets hot, and it's going to be lights out because he's playing good enough. He just cannot make a stinking putt.
Well, that's it. His irons are dialed in like they were when he was a young cat coming on the scene and he was winning tournaments. I mean, to watch him play his irons is a thing of beauty, but now he cannot get the putter going.
But eventually he's gonna find one Saturday or Sunday where all that thing's dropping. He's gonna go shoot a 62.
Oh yeah, he can go low. That's
yeah.
the thing with Spieth. Any day, any time.
The third golfer I got Sung J M at 35 to 1. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot here. You got him too?
I don't understand. It was like when we're picking the horses. This is insane.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we have not. This is the first time we've discussed this right here on the show. So
Yeah. No, I got him. A lot of these are just kind of like Matsuyama last week. I mean, he's gonna play well and he's gonna be disciplined, and it's a good number to get him at. And he does pretty good at this course.
Matsuyama?
No,
You're talking about him. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's the same logic here. Sometimes you just got to go with what you think, not what you know.
Yeah.
But I like him here, and then the fourth golfer I have is kind of where all the talking heads are at. They like him. It's Jason Day at 25 to 1.
I saw that too. I just, when he in his prime,
He's consistent.
one of the best players I watched during the time before his mother had trouble and before Jason started having vertigo and back issues, and just an incredible golfer. I thought he was going to go, above and beyond what Rory's done. I mean, I never thought he was going to be in Tiger's realm, but just came out so strong and so consistent. And then just, like any other golfer, you get injured, things happen. And then, of course, he had issues with his mom he's trying to take care of. Just, you hate to see that. But he hasn't been able to do it in the last 3 or 4 years. It's hard for me to put win money on a guy that he plays great for 3 rounds and then, or he has a bad first round and then recovers.
He hasn't been really consistent. But like I said, I like him here. Just I don't know.
The odds are great, and I've seen some guys pick him to win this week. So you're not alone there. I just couldn't. I didn't understand the reasoning behind it. But hey, look, if he can find it for 4 days, he's one of the best players out there.
So what's going to happen this week in this tournament, and it happened to me all last year, is Terrell Hatton will go out there and win this thing because I bet him last week.
Because you had him last week.
I was a week.
Right.
I was a week behind everything. Like whatever golfer I was on, they'd go out there, finish maybe top 10, top 15, wouldn't win it, and then the next weekend they go out there and win. I'd be off of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hatton goes out there and wins this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, that's my luck.
I saw a little bit for him this week too, just because of the way he played at Bay Hill.
Like a damn keg of dynamite, though.
That's the reason I never pick him.
God,
I mean, you saw
God.
it. You saw it Sunday. Every hole. If he missed a putt, and he would just yell and he would just, all the emotion would come out of him. All the I don't know, the body movements he was making. He started pointing. So how's that go? I was like, that's just he missed one putt by like 5 feet the wrong way.
Yeah, doing all the gyrating.
Yeah, all the gyrating. Yeah, that's a good word there.
Yeah, all that extra shit. Just play the game.
I mean, if that happens on Thursday, he's gonna, after what happened last week, he's gonna break a club. You have to finish that first round with.
We can only hope.
I just knew he was going to toss the putter there on 18. I was like, it's coming. It's coming. We're
Let's
about
see,
to have the blow up.
let's see if I can find his odds.
They're pretty good.
Oh, 40 to 1. Damn,
Yeah.
I
I
should
mean,
have.
ain't bad at all.
Well, congratulations, Terrell
Yeah.
Hatton.
He just went out there and won it.
Damn it. Anyways, of course he does. I mean, I like all the big guys. I mean, I like Rory. I like Scheffler. I like them all. But you're talking about less than 10 to 1 to get these guys, and it's
Yeah. And of
yeah,
course
it's
you got
just, eh.
you got John Rahm out there too. And I think those three are your favorites: Rahm, McIlroy, and Scheffler. And I don't know how I don't know how they wouldn't be your favorites.
Yeah, it's
Um,
hard to bet against Scheffler and anything.
Yeah, I was surprised to see how the 18th went for him last week. You know, he could have gotten in the, wasn't he up a stroke, or he could have gotten in the playoff or something like that. I think he was at 9. He ended up bogeying.
Scheffler. Yeah, he couldn't make a damn putt.
You know, he hit it short,
Yeah.
and then he chipped it short, and then he missed the 5-footer and bogeyed the 18th. That was really uncharacteristic of Scotty there on that
according
hole.
to the PGA Tour Golf Insider, power rankings for this tournament, Scheffler 1, Rahm 2, Homa 3, McIlroy 4, and my boy Terrell Hatton 5, Jason Day 6. So
Okay, we're on Homa there, up in the top 4.
3,
right?
yeah, he's
So,
third.
he's third. Yeah, just the way he's playing. I know this isn't California. We're in Florida now, and it's not his home state. But you can't deny all the all the things that he's been doing this year consistently. And he's a really good scrambler, and you got to do that on a good bit of the holes here at the Players. Um, so I really like Max Homa, so I'm with you, Paul, there. And I also got in on Sung J M. What was it, 30 to 1 there on him?
35 to 1.
He is literally the hardest working golfer on the tour. He barely misses a tournament, and he's still young. But if you look at everything as far as driving, accuracy, greens and regulations, scrambling, uh, iron shots, as how close the proximity to the hole.
Yeah.
He's in top 20 in most all those categories.
Yeah,
so he's super consistent.
My favorite stat is tee to green. Well, of course, if you do good tee to green, you got
Shit.
kind of stupid.
Let's not. I mean, yeah. Can you get it in the fairway? Do you get it close to the hole? And then I don't know what his putting is, and that may be why he hasn't broke through. But yeah, I like long shot there. And then the other guy and this guy I bet a lot. You talk about consistent. Just every single tournament you're gonna find him around there. He's gonna be striking the ball well. I love his demeanor over every shot. There's no Terrell Hatton in this kid, that's for sure. I mean, Patrick Cantley is just always. I mean, he always looks like he's comatose out there. You don't know if he's ever going to show
Need to
emotion.
wake him up, yeah.
But that's why he's so consistent. Part of his mental aspect of his game is incredible.
Now, they like him too, 16 to 1. That's
yeah,
that's a
it's not
short
great.
number.
It's not great odds there, but hey, it's still 16 to 1. I mean, I don't know. You go throw $50 at it. What's that? $800.
Yeah.
So that's the three. I just had Patrick Cantley, Max Homa, and Sung Jae Im there for the Players.
Depends on what site you use. A lot of these sites, we don't have this option, but I'm just going to call it out anyway because we live in the armpit of America. But Scotty Scheffler at DraftKings Sportsbook, you can get it 10 to 1. John Rahm at FanDuel Sportsbook, you can get 11 to 1. Rory's probably the odds-on favorite, just short of 10 to 1, 9.5, 9 to 1, somewhere in there.
And it's the way he drives the golf ball. He's the best driver of the golf ball on tour.
Yeah, he can hit it a ton.
Well, and it's not just distance. I mean, it's so beautiful. Every tee shot he hits, damn near it splits the fairway.
Yeah.
It's the putting that's gotten Rory for the last 10 years.
It ain't how you drive, it's how you arrive. Ain't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Drive
Yeah.
for show, putt for dough,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
all the stuff.
I mean, and here's the crazy thing. I just want to bring up, like you just talked about the favorites, right? I mean, favorites, and you're still getting 10
Over
to
10 to
1
1,
on your
yeah.
money.
$10 give you $100 to
And
take it
of
home.
course, it's always been like that in golf, except in the early 2000s when Mr. Woods was walking the fairways. You're talking about a guy that was going off at 2 to 1, 3 to 1. He actually went off at even money in a tournament
Yeah, there was
in a major
forever. There was just there were prop bets. It was either Tiger or the field.
or the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. I
You
mean,
ain't-
that tells you
you ain't getting that these days.
that tells you all you need to know. And these guys are incredible. John Rahm, Roy McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, they're incredible. I mean, but you're still not getting the odds that you got back in Tiger's day. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I got Homa, Spieth, Sung J M, and then Jason Day. Probably two of these will make the cut. The other two will be probably drinking beer with me somewhere.
That's right. We'll be in the 19th hole watching it.
Ain't nothing funner on a Sunday afternoon. You ain't got nothing else to do, and you got a little something on a golfer that's got a shot at it.
Hey, look, we had nothing to do, nothing to watch. I mean, a little bit of basketball. You and I sat there and watched the last 8 holes of that
Yeah,
tournament,
it
and
was
Hatton
fun.
was right there the whole time. And that's when golf can really be exciting. Of course, I've always loved it. I watched it back when Jack Nicklaus played. I watched it with my dad. I'm just a golf nut. But for those who are casual fans, you go throw $10 at a 30 to 1, a 20 to 1, and let them get in the top 10 like Paul had going on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean Sunday. That's a ton of fun.
Yeah, Hatton went out there and shot a 64 or 5.
He went low one of those days to get into it.
He was right there in second place to 10.
Yeah, he played in the
Anyway.
next to last group, right?
Yep, he was
That day, Sunday.
Yeah, that's fun. Anyway, it don't cost a lot of money, and that's the same way with NASCAR. I know NASCAR. A lot of folks, depending on what region of the country you're in, but NASCAR's the same way. You can get the same odds. You throw $10 at about 3 or 4 drivers.
I am
man.
not a NASCAR fan, but when we watched that race last year with Ross Chastain
And the
driving
American
the
flag
stars
car.
and bars, it just made my heart jump. And I have watched a little bit of racing ever since then.
Yeah, where are you
Um,
gonna? My mom loves to do the NASCAR DraftKings lineups.
I bet that's fun.
It is.
I
so
bet that's a lot of
do it.
fun.
You know that DraftKings stuff's fun. We're for some reason we're allowed to do that here. We can't do nothing else, but we can do that. So
That's right.
throw $5 at a lineup and see how you do. It's fun. My mom does it every now and again. She'll call me. She'll win $8 or $12, and hey,
I tell you, I've kind of
win's a
watched.
win.
I kind of watched some of them, and I know when they're up front, when they're in the top 5, and it gets late. There's a couple of guys that are just they're gonna crack. They're gonna like Kyle Busch, I think maybe is one, or they're either gonna win or they're about to wreck the whole field. I mean,
Well,
and Chastain is definitely one of those.
If that one, there's another. That one is in the top 5 with 5 to go. Get ready. Some
Get
things
ready.
are about to get
Yeah,
get
it's about to get
sideways.
squirrely. Got to
Yeah.
get squirrely. I mean, that's fun. I mean, I say fun. You don't. I mean, what about the what were we watching the other day? IndyCar, Formula One, maybe.
Oh, the car
the
landed
open.
on top of the guy.
I mean,
Yeesh.
dude went. Well, he came in and he went under that car and
Yeah.
shot it way up in the air. It
Yeah,
just
that
that
was-
was awful.
That's pretty rough. I ain't gonna lie.
What do they
That's
call
pretty
that?
rough.
Like open wheel racing, I guess, or something like that.
Formula
Those cars.
One. Yeah, Formula One.
That's. I never do something like that. That just looks. I mean, my God, one bad race. I don't know how they don't have more. I'm sure they
Hey,
do
Lala.
have a bunch of injuries. There goes our intern. We fired twice and brought back twice, and she's in the. We're gonna get to see her next week, guys. Because we're doing our
It's new to me. What
we're doing our bracket show.
Oh, the bracket.
Yeah,
show.
when we build
I
our
got
bracket.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. I have found 2 boards. We're gonna go front and back on a chalkboard. We're gonna break down the regions, and then I got a little. I've got another board, a dry erase board that we're gonna break down the final 4.
What day you gonna do that on? 'Cause
That's Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the bracket will come out Sunday.
All right.
They'll have the play-in games on Tuesday and Wednesday,
Yeah.
and of course we're not gonna. I mean, if we like a team, we'll just say play-in winner on our bracket if we
Yeah.
like that team.
Okay.
And so we're going to build our bracket Tuesday evening, and we're going to shoot a show as we do it. So it should be a lot of fun. And, of course, don't forget, we'll remind you during the show next week and on Twitter and Facebook that get in our group. Come try to beat us. Hopefully we'll try to get you some kind of swag or have you on the show if you're a local watcher, and you can tell us how you built your bracket, how you beat us.
Yeah.
So good luck to everybody, and good luck to me and Paul actually getting a bracket built without throwing shit at each other for 30 minutes. So it ought to be a good time.
We get along.
Oh, we get along. I mean, just
Sometimes
you know,
sometimes it's cuss and discuss.
well, we have heated debates.
Yeah,
Let's heated debates.
Yeah, it's you're wrong, I'm right, and we're just trying to figure out how you can get to that point. You accept that.
How many times have you sat back or you had to tell Josh just let him finish? Because my mouth gets to go and
he'll
I can't.
run out of steam in a minute.
And then at the end, Paul goes, "You're still wrong." I mean, so
Still wrong. Somebody give me some crayon.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I eat the crayons and I lick windows, so that's all right too.
That's something.
All right, so let's get into some. I've got some conference tournament stuff I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you looked at them much, but anything I bring up, you're welcome to argue and discuss with me. But
I got nothing to do but argue. So.
Yeah, you brought up a couple of topics that I also had on my list to talk about. So let's talk about the first one.
Okay.
In the NBA, and that's Ja Morant. And I know everybody can see my Grizzlies hat. You know where my allegiance lies. So this is really troubling for your boy sitting right here.
I got breaking news on that.
Well, I know the police decided not to file charges or something like that.
So the fact that he took a break away on his own lets everybody know that whatever's going on
Ain't good.
It ain't good. So the fact that they're not gonna pursue formal charges doesn't mean he's out of the water yet, because the NBA still could do whatever they're going to do. If they find out he was on the plane with the gun, it's automatic 50 days.
And it's over. The year's over.
Yeah, he's done.
There's only 18 games left in the regular season. There's not enough playoff games to ever get him back. Just brutal.
The I have not so far. I know there's dumb people out there, but nobody that I've seen's really come after him real hard, and they really shouldn't, because he's only, 19 or 20?
He's 23, 22, 23.
Oh, yeah, he did play for a little while. Yeah, but still, though, hell, and he got millions of dollars. And
And it happens. This happens a lot with youngsters and money.
I can't remember which NBA player said that his son, Giddy, is it Giddy, when they do the little dance he does?
The Gritty?
Gritty, yeah. Well, that shows you what I know about things.
And it's a daughter.
Yeah. His daughter?
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's the face of the future of the NBA, and I think a lot of folks realize that, and I think maybe he just made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. So
Well, even a guy that I don't respect much, I mean, just because he just uses a lot of big words and he talks real loud, and I just think he's kind of a blowhard. I mean, it's okay. It's Stephen A. Smith is who I'm talking about. I mean,
what did he say?
Well, he said, "Look, the NBA knows everything you're doing. You gotta." He said, "We're behind you. You got." I mean, basically, he just was saying words of support. I mean, which was odd for. I mean, but I think everybody understands. Hey, there may be some mental issues going on there. And one thing I really liked what Stephen A. Smith. I hate to say that I agreed with him. He came after T. Morant. So you're the dad.
Yeah, that's true.
You're the dad. Quit. I get it.
Quit being his buddy.
Yeah, you like to go to the games, and you look all swag when you walk in there, look all nice, and you Usher look alike walking into the gym, got your sunglasses on, and y'all are just being cool. But at some point, you got to be that boy's dad.
Yeah.
You got to tell him, hey, look, you got too much on the line. Forget the Grizzlies, forget whatever.
Yep.
I mean. He's got too much on the line personally to throw this all the way. Because Nike could drop him right now. And didn't he just get a Powerade deal? They could drop him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time. That's the thing that I noticed, that there are a lot of people coming out to try to support him. And if you'll just listen, which it seems he's doing the right things because he stepped away from basketball, even though it couldn't have been silly, or it could have been nothing, but it was something because he's treating it as something. Even if the NBA doesn't do anything to him, he knows it's a big deal. And to
Yeah.
me, that's not being a Memphis Grizzlies fan. That's just a person fan.
And it was a minimum it was a 2-game suspension is what it was announced, and then he said he's stepping away and he's going to stay away, and the Grizzlies haven't said when he's coming back, and said he's
Yeah.
out indefinitely.
Yeah, whenever he
Something
needs to.
they
Yeah.
know there's something. If it was a no big deal kind of deal, it would have been 2 games. He'd have been back.
Yeah,
He'd have played last
yeah,
night.
Shit, nobody knows about a reset better than I do. Sometimes you got to reset, buddy. Take the knee.
Yeah, take a knee. That's right.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, hey, we hope to see Ja Morant come back just as a person. Get his things together.
That's right.
Even though we're Grizzlies fans, and we'll root for the Grizzlies whether Morant's there or not. So that this is not about hey, come back and help the Grizzlies. It's about help yourself.
Yeah.
Get yourself together.
I looked at the. I think it's 18. Are we 18-1 to win the title now?
Oh, I haven't seen.
I don't know what
I
don't know what it
haven't
does
looked.
without him. I know we're not very good. I mean, ugh.
It didn't help either. Then to 2 or 3 games ago, Brandon Clark had to be carried off the floor for hamstring. So it's just falling apart. It was so it was so promising for so long, Paul.
Yeah, well,
Can't have nice things.
Yeah, welcome to being a whatever school we pull for fan.
Yeah.
Our team.
So speaking of our teams that we pull for, there's some noise, some smoke, if you will, around the Ole Miss basketball program, who plays South Carolina tonight in the opening of the SEC basketball tournament.
That's a loose term.
God.
Playing.
Yeah.
They'll probably be there. Huh?
So the smoke around the Ole Miss Rebels is that they've dove deep and things are close with the former Texas coach, the fired Texas coach, Chris Beard.
Right.
I think we all know the story there, Paul, or you may want to bring it back up. What happened with Chris Beard there at Texas?
According to the law, nothing.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, but hey, we know where the truth lies.
So here's the difference.
Somewhere in the middle.
Here's the difference between him and Ja Morant. Ja Morant actually said, you know what? No matter what happened, I was in a situation I should have been in. I'm going to reset. This dude has just whatever, and he's just moving on. I don't know. I'm okay with it, I guess. It's a loss. I mean, those guys get paid a lot of money to figure crimes out. Not really. I'm just joking.
You got to, yeah, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I don't know. Like, I haven't seen where is that his girlfriend or is his wife?
Fiance.
Are they still together?
Still together, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the issue I've got. You can't. Man, look, you lay your hands on a woman.
Not a fan.
I can't deal with that. Who knows what this was? I'm sure there was more than it should have been, obviously, or there would not have been a call. And we get that she didn't testify, so they couldn't find him guilty of anything without her. And she said it's not a big deal. It was self-defense, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was more than self-defense, obviously.
Also, that he is a successful college basketball coach and had his future in his hands. If she is the problem, people around him will be like, look, get rid of her. But he's not. Yeah. He's staying with her. So that means that he
knows it's him, probably.
Yeah, it's fucking him.
Yeah, it's him.
And he needs to figure that shit out. If he's gonna come to Ole Miss and all that, and I'm all about winning basketball games, but not at that, not for that. I don't know. I'm just in between.
Yeah. So from the Ole Miss perspective, here's the only thing I got. Look, number one, let's compare this to a ladder, Paul.
All
right. If you climb up, you got a 12-foot ladder, right?
Right.
Say you're on the 8th or 9th rung, you're up there pretty good, right?
Okay.
If you fall, it ain't gonna be good, is it?
No, it's a big fall.
Now, if you're on the first rung, you just put your 2 feet on the very first one, you fall, what happens?
As long as you don't break your ankle, you're good.
So, I compare this to where sports teams and where they are with, schools where they are with hiring people. This is when you take a shot. I don't even know if we're on a rung. Have you seen Ole Miss basketball in the last 3 years?
I don't think our goal is the regulation size. I think the ball's bigger than the goal.
No, man. But my point is, they're on that first. They got nowhere to fall. So even if they swing and miss, you gotta take a big swing here. You can't go back to this mid-major crap. It's time to take a big swing. And hey, if it doesn't work out, Okay, where were you before that?
Yeah, I 100% get that. I think it's important to know that so somebody's ill fortune is our gain
Mm.
kind of thing. I don't like
All
that
right,
at
so
all.
the only other thing I had there was Keith Carter knows this is he has to vet this thing.
Yeah,
He had to go to Texas. He had to go to that administration, and he had to go to the police and find out are there photos that are going to come out 6 months after we hire
yeah,
this guy. If there's photos or video, you can't hire him.
no.
So the fact that they've gone this deep, I
And
can only
shit,
trust that there's not going to be something to come out in the next 6 months.
yeah. Well, if that happens and the law enforcement didn't act, then that's a whole nother situation you got to deal with.
Well, I mean, even if they had photos, I don't think they could because she wasn't testifying. I mean, that's a DA. That's just a legal issue, you know.
Wonder how much money. Well, not if the cops were called, it's not right. If the cops were called to the house for a domestic deal and there was
Yeah, he was arrested.
yeah, so that's not a. I think they have a right. If there's something there, they could go after them.
Well, they were going to, but she said she wouldn't testify. So the district attorney, the prosecutor said, we're not going to pursue this because she's not going to testify. And so charges were dropped because she asked for them to. And they were like, well, they could have continued to pursue it without her, but they knew they didn't have a case without her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna abstain from my opinion of this hire if we hire him, and I hope 10 years from now I look like a big old moron.
Yes, I mean, it's a moral issue that it's hard to get past. I mean, in the coaching world, this guy is considered one of the top 3 coaches in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Texas Tech.
What happened with
Texas
that?
Tech, he had them in the Final Four and then in the championship game.
Yeah, why wouldn't Texas Tech just throw all their money after what happened with their
It didn't matter. He wanted to go to Texas. That's the place he wanted to be.
Yeah,
I think that's
no,
his
I'm talking
alma
about
mater or
now
something like
because
that.
Texas Tech just fired their coach for
Oh, they don't
being
want
a,
him.
being a moron.
I went and looked out at blogs and stuff, and they're not even discussing him. I think that was not a.
that ain't a good sign.
It wasn't a good. Well, when he left, he left them for Texas, so they were kind of got their feelings hurt, and
I understand that.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
And look, we still may not hire him. I just, I would have probably, hey, gone out and just hired Will Wade if you knew he wasn't going to get a show calls. But I don't know that they knew if he was going to get show calls or not.
Now, if you're gonna take somebody's imperfections and just be okay with it, then you just take Will Wade because what he was doing now is legal.
It's legal. Yeah, right. I mean, now he's good to go. I mean,
all you
I
gotta do
don't
is
get
give him
it.
a checkbook. So much is
That's
gone.
right. That's right. So, yeah, I'm sure and I'm sure that anybody that's not an Ole Miss fan, you're probably looking at it going, how do you do that? But he was going to get a job. Chris Beard will be a head basketball coach come 2023, fall of 2023.
Yeah. So I saw St. John's is looking to hire Rick Pitino. If that happens, St. John's is about to take the fuck off.
Don't you? How has he not been looked at more? I mean, he goes to Iona and has just been killing it at Iona. At Iona. I mean, come on, man.
You can give him a box of matches and he'll make it somehow.
He'll
He'll make it run a pick and roll.
We're gonna make buckets and defend, baby. We're making buckets and defending. Absolutely.
All right.
All right. What else you got?
We talked about. Oh yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the old Derek Carr situation and the Aaron Rodgers stuff,
The Saints signed Derek Carr.
which is
Pretty good. It wasn't an awful contract for the Saints.
Yeah, but they don't have any. They don't. What? They don't have any. They got Kamara.
Chris Olave is a really good receiver. He played well last year. He just didn't have a quarterback to throw it to him.
They have cap issues.
They got horrible cap issues.
I understand the Raiders didn't want him anymore for some odd reason, but it's just like a lateral move. I don't know.
I think it makes them the best team in that division.
I didn't think about it like that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You got Carolina,
Yeah.
who's starting over, right?
Yeah, they got
New coach, new quarterback, new
We
everything.
got Desmond Ritter and the Falcons. Ain't
Desmond Ritter and the Falcons, and then Tom Brady just left the Buccaneers.
That's somebody's got on a yacht and said, "I'm out."
Out. Peace. I'm out.
Funny.
What about, have you seen the interview that Aaron Rodgers did after he came back from his darkness
What the
retreat or
fucking-
whatever. It was, oh God, you just fall asleep listening to it.
And
It
he the
was
same.
so
And
bad.
this is the same dumbass that took peyote and went out in the desert on a walkabout or
This
some
is why.
bullshit.
This is why he hasn't been able to beat the 49ers.
Ain't one shit since. Fucking still on a peyote, whatever you peyote trip.
So bad.
Anyways,
Oh my God. Anything else NFL off season going on? I mean, we just had the
A lot
underwear
of-
Olympics.
a lot of. Hey, they did though. That was,
And I can tell you who won it. I can tell you right now who won it. The one guy that won the entire thing. He's the number one underwear Olympic kid since the last 15 years.
Nah, don't give me that.
He is.
The quarterback.
Yeah, oh yeah. I see. You
Nah.
knew where I was going. He absolutely is. Where'd he go to school, Paul?
He went to Florida. but-
Yeah, we're on the same guy.
Yeah, I know, but I've seen him play. I don't give a shit what he looked like in
Dude,
underwear.
I told you this was going to happen when they had the underwear Olympics. Here he comes, and his name is popping. You're talking about a 6'4" kid, 240 or 6'6", 200, somewhere in there, 6'4", 6'6", 240 something pounds. He's throwing the ball over mountains and what was a Napoleon Dynamite, that uncle, whatever. I mean, this kid won it all, baby. He may go in the top 4 now. Are you drafting Anthony Richardson even in the first round if you were a GM?
I've seen him play.
I have too. I would be. To me, it's Jamarcus Russell all over, and nobody's making that comparison. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's Jamarcus Russell all over again.
Who was the guy they gave blank tapes to and told him to go study it, and he come back to practice and they were like,
It might have been Jamarcus
It
Russell.
probably was him.
Idiot.
and he didn't even. Look. He's
Idiot.
like, yeah, I know what
Yeah,
I'm.
let's go. We're running blank on 2.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is picking up steam. There seem to be Jets are locked in on him. I don't know how the Jets just can't get out of their own damn way.
You know, I hate that because
Why?
Robert Saleh's a really good coach, and he's not getting any help from the front office. The guy can coach. Their defense was of course, he was a defensive coordinator, but man, get some offense going over there in New York, man. Come on.
Yeah. Why?
It's more fun when the Jets are good. I mean, because it's a name team. It's in New York, but God, they suck.
That's the one thing I'll give Stephen A. Smith credit for. He's a staunch hater of the Dallas Cowboys, and I am too.
I am too. I'm all Screw
so
the.
that's
Get
fine.
out of here with that Cowboy stuff. You can't get past. You're never going to get past my 49ers, especially as long as you keep Dak Prescott around. So I hope you pay the guy. I hope you keep him around another 10 years. You ever been like, oh, I hope they keep that coach forever.
Yeah. No, no.
I hope Matt Canada stays at Pittsburgh forever.
Apparently he is. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I got more.
Yeah.
Our intern is
yeah,
mad
you get all of
now.
that. Yeah.
She
You
doesn't
deserve
like-
every bit of that.
I don't think she likes Matt Canada either. Apparently, the Pittsburgh GMs and upper management loves Matt Canada.
Matt Canada's dog doesn't even sleep in the same room. He's like, I'm just staying outside. This is bullshit.
Dad, you can't score. I'm not coming back in the house till you put up 30 on
Yeah.
somebody.
2 first downs in a row, and I'll sleep in the house.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And I like your quarterback. I like Kenny Pickett. He's tough as nails.
Well, you
I really
saw-
like the kid.
you saw Addison. It was Jordan Addison, the guy that went from Pittsburgh to USC. The coming out this year, the wide
The
receiver.
wide receiver?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told the Steelers to come up and get him. Like, go get him. He's like,
Come
I
get
want to
me.
play
I
with
wanna
Pickett.
play.
Yeah,
I
I
wanna
want to play with Pickett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Pickett a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, if you can't, man, damn, I can make Joe Montana look like shit. Run it again.
Running his same play. Coach, we got this number 80 out there. I like to throw it to. What? Nah, let's not do that. Nah.
They're gonna expect that.
Yeah,
Let's-
don't throw it to 80.
Yeah,
Whatever you do,
let's
don't even
run
look
it.
at him. Make sure you run it right up the center's butt, right into traffic.
Yeah, don't block. They'll expect that too. Fucking God. Oh,
Boy,
it's
we've
terrible.
gotten more content out of this than I thought we were going to. NFL, also, I mean, NFL rules sports anyway, all year round.
Wouldn't be fun to bet it. I don't fuck with it.
I don't do horrible. You did not have a very good start or middle And you said I'm done.
I
I'm
did.
done. I
I
just
did.
quit.
No, I did it last year. I started out the first 6 weeks trying to dial it in and bet it, and I just, you know what, this ain't for me.
This ain't for me. I'm done. I'm
I
done
did the
with you.
same thing this year. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna. I mean, you go out there on a Saturday and you freaking got all these games to choose from. You find them, you do it, you do all your work, you make a little mint, and then you say, okay, Sunday, here we go, and you give it all back over
All
some
right, back to the NFL. Yep.
team that couldn't beat me and you.
And they win.
Go out there and beat whoever. Yeah.
Oh, Josh and everybody's coming to this fabulous Stone Pony. They're
Hey, look
all
at him.
here.
He brushed his hair. Look at
Grinning,
that.
brushed his hair.
Yeah.
This guy, he is
Yeah,
dialed in,
looking
ready to
like-
go.
Looking like a mess.
All right, so well, I mean, it's basketball season, so you got all the big conference tournaments are kicking off today. You got some that finished up. Boy, Gonzaga put a whooping on the Gales last night.
Yeah, watch that Zags team. They're fine. You know what?
Or you think they're turning it around? You
Nah.
weren't a big fan about 2 weeks ago.
I wasn't. I thought St. Mary's was the better team, but now I'm thinking that maybe the Zags were like sleepwalking. They're
Just
like,
waiting to get
there's
to.
no way they leave us out of the tournament,
Yeah.
guys. Just whatever.
Let's just get to the tournament. Yeah. Yeah. So I wrote down 6 conference tournaments, and I wrote some information down. And so I'll just bring up what I got, and then if you want to add anything to it,
I'll do my best.
you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do my best. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to just start with one that probably nobody likes unless you live out there. The Pac-12, probably a conference that won't even be there in 2 years. There's not a lot to like here. I mean, watching Colorado and Washington play today was dreadful. Of course, they got hot in the second half, and of course, I guess I'm a little bitter because I needed Washington to win, and they didn't.
Tell the truth.
They didn't win. You got the game. You tied the game up at 66 apiece with a minute to play, and then you lose by 8. I don't. What?
That's good, clean coaching.
Gosh damn. Look, they shot so well in the second half, and I got so pissed off because Colorado kept missing shots. But Colorado had about 14 offensive rebounds in the second half.
Yeah,
And then they got every offensive, and then they put up a layup. Miss a 3, offensive rebound, layup. Miss a 3. I mean, you get the pick. Anyway, I digress.
I watched it all year over there in Oxford. And swinging a miss, rebound.
So yeah, I got UCLA. I mean, this conference is not very good. I got UCLA and Arizona in the title game, and I do like the Bruins getting the win over the Arizona Wildcats because I think right now UCLA sits to have a 1 seed, and if they win this tournament, it'll be solidified that they'll get a 1 seed. So I think they are motivated. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get in these tournaments and teams aren't motivated. But I think UCLA is actually motivated to win this, so I see them getting the win over Arizona in the title game, Pac-12.
Yeah, I was very high on Arizona last year because I thought they would just go out there and outscore every team in the country.
And then they couldn't score in the tournament.
They went out there and laid an egg.
Couldn't score.
The first team that comes to mind in Pac-12 or Pac-14 or wherever the hell they are now is the UCLA. Okay. And like you said, I can't argue that. I mean, it's.
I mean, there's not a lot in that conference outside of UCLA and Arizona.
No, it's not. There's not a lot going on there, unless just. I don't know what did. Washington State? No. I don't. Yeah, I'm with you. UCLA.
Yeah, it's not much. I mean, USC might give Arizona a fight, but I don't know that USC can beat Arizona. UCLA's the 1, Arizona's the 2, so I just see it going chalk here. We'll go over to we'll go out east. We'll go to the Atlantic Coast Conference, go to the ACC, where usually it's one of the best tournaments in the country because you got Duke, you got North Carolina, you got Syracuse, all bringing it, but not this year. Your number 1 seed out there is the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, they play good defense.
So I like in the bottom of this bracket, I like NC State with Joyner and company to make a little run and to at least get a run to the semis there. And I like them to get a win there and face Miami's, of course, the number 1. All they got to do is get past Duke, and I think they'll get past Duke and get into the I say that Duke's been playing well over the last 2 weeks, and they're always there, but they're not the same Duke we remember. So anyway, yeah, I like Miami to take on NC State. I think they're the 6th seed.
Tell you what, that Virginia team has turned it around. They started off shoddy.
I mean, and these teams, those Tony Bennett teams are always going to be the same. They're going to defend you like crazy, just like bulldogs. And they're efficient on offense. It's just slow and methodical. I don't know. I think they know they're probably in the tournament. I can't get on board with that
You got no Florida
style
State
of
love?
Florida State. God, they're god awful.
Yeah,
I mean, not good.
They burnt me last year.
I don't hate Clemson. I think Clemson maybe need a win or two. I don't know if they're in the tournament. I haven't seen the latest bracketology.
Pitt's a good team. They won from me earlier today.
Yeah, they won today, didn't they? Beat Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah.
They made me sweat for a minute. I'm sweating one out right now, matter of fact. But
So, yeah, I like Miami here in the ACC. I know that's the number 1 seed again, but there's just not a whole lot in that conference, and Miami can absolutely score it. So if they can stay hot, and of course it's all going to be neutral court stuff, but but maybe NC State upsets them. I like NC State to make a little run here and get to the title game.
where do they play that tournament? Like Durham or somewhere? Where do they play at?
I'm going to guess it's somewhere over in one of the Carolinas, right? Wouldn't you think?
No, there's a. I'm just going to go through this top 4 teams. Miami's 16-1 at home. Virginia's 15-1 at home. Clemson's 15-1 at home. Duke's 16-0 at home. That's how you have a good year.
Yeah.
Win the games at their home. Yeah.
Let's see. ACC tournament site. Let's see where they're playing it.
I think it's like Durham or
Greensboro.
Greensboro. Well, all right.
The 2023. So is that North Carolina? Yeah, because UNC Greensboro. So that would be University of North Carolina at Greensboro. So yeah. So it's in North Carolina, which is also where Duke and North Carolina are located.
It's gonna be
Not far apart.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge advantage there.
Yeah. That's what I figured. In
Yeah,
one of the
if you're
Carolina.
Pitt or somebody like that, you're pretty pissed off about where that.
You're coming
tournament's
way
gonna
south
play.
to play
Jesus.
that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Boston College.
What conference you got next?
All right, so let's move to the Big Ten. They haven't been as good as they typically are, and I say that with Purdue sitting there as one of the best teams in the country. But they have not been great lately, and I just think that they're young in the backcourt. I mean, they got some older guys, but they've been leaning on some young guys there. Of course, they got the big guy, Zach Edey, down low. If you can just get them running, you're going to tire him out. You can't run too long with that kid, even though he's a great basketball player. Didn't somebody tell us that on the radio? There's a basketball player in there, Paul.
Yeah. Not only he's 7 foot and he's athletic, he can play basketball too.
Think about that. Isn't that amazing?
I wonder how that they got those dots to connect.
So I'm going to take a shot here. I like Trace Jackson Davis and the Indiana Hoosiers to
Okay.
make a run here in the Big Ten. I just like Trace Jackson, and they've been playing okay. I mean, of course, everybody in the Big Ten's been up and down. I don't know how you trust any team there outside of – if you're going to trust anybody, Purdue, maybe. Northwestern's okay. It's good to see the smart school getting in there.
I like Iowa. I think they got to make a run in the tournament.
Do you? You like Iowa? What have you? I hadn't watched much of Iowa at all. I remember a couple of years ago they could really score the basketball.
Yeah, they score. They're pretty good. And then Hoosiers.
They're not the Hoosiers.
Yeah, well.
I'm on the Hoosiers.
I like the Iowa Hoosiers.
They do have that. They do have that.
Wasn't that movie in Iowa though, or is it in Indiana?
The Hoosiers movie?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, it was about Indiana. I mean, it's got to be set in Indiana, right?
Oh, it was about a high school team.
I know, but was it not Indiana?
Fuck, I don't know.
Who gives a shit? That didn't really matter.
I like Iowa though.
Gene Hackman was really good in that movie.
Yeah, they were all good in that movie.
Dennis Hopper was the drunk there.
We're
What was a trivia question we had?
We're gonna run the picket fence.
Yeah, we're gonna run them. Don't get caught watching the paint dry, boys.
10 feet. How tall is the goal?
Still 10 feet. Still 10 feet.
All right,
It's not. Say, all right. I'm trying to keep the one. All right, so we'll go to the SEC next because I don't think there's a lot of drama there. Watch out for, and Paul, don't throw anything at me. And I'm not telling you who's going to win tonight. I know Ole Miss plays South Carolina tonight, but somebody has to win. Somebody has to win that game, and they have to play a second game. Okay. And
What
I
do you,
think this.
what are you trying to say? What are we
I
talking?
think the team that they play next, they'll play tomorrow, is a little vulnerable. The Volunteers lost Zakai Ziegler to ACL, and he was the leader of that team.
You know who else is vulnerable?
I knew I shouldn't even brought it up. I still think that they get by that game, but just watch out because Tennessee doesn't have a lot. They're not going to improve their seeding much by doing much in this tournament. They just lost Ziegler. They got to figure out how to play without him. That's a huge blow to them, and I hate that for Tennessee.
Look, just be happy for the women's team. We'll watch Sunday and see where they go.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't worry about this Tennessee Ole Miss match.
I'm not. Maybe South Carolina probably. I'm just saying.
Good Lord.
Tennessee may be a little vulnerable there. So actually a team I see making a little run here is Kentucky. I think Kentucky makes it to the final and plays Alabama, and because Auburn and Arkansas are two schizophrenic. A&M's really good. But Kentucky needs these wins I think they're in the tournament pretty good. But I think Kentucky makes a big run here, and they defeat A&M, and they meet Bama in the final. And
Bama's, I think, either the favorite or the second favorite to win the NCAA title this
yeah,
year.
I just don't know who I'm picking in the final there. I think it's just going to be Bama versus Kentucky in the SEC tournament final.
All right. Okay.
Okay, now to my two favorite conferences for basketball this year. The Big 12.
Good luck with that one.
Man, my goodness. You got teams all over. You got teams that are playing tonight that can play. You got Texas Tech, West Virginia. You've got Iowa State that's had an okay year. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma can score on any given night. TCU's had a great season. Baylor, Texas, Kansas. I mean, I don't know who you go with there. I think Kansas has got too much for everybody.
Texas Tech's 16-15 on the.
But they've been winning in the conference. I mean, it's incredible. They've got conference wins that are not bad.
They're 5-13 in the conference.
Oh shit! Maybe they only beat teams when I bet on them.
I don't know what you. Yeah, no. Top to bottom, this is the best conference in the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. The Big 12 is the best one. You watch these teams that get in the tournament. Do a deep dive on the Big 12 teams when you see the bracket come out for the NCAA tournament.
It's gonna be tough.
And watch those teams because Baylor can get you any night. Kansas, Texas, TCU,
West Virginia.
Yep. The only thing I have reservations about West Virginia is they're so good at home. I don't know what the record is on neutral court, but they play so much better at home.
Well,
Is Bob Huckins still the coach there?
I believe so.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Bulldog, good coach.
Yeah, he does a good job. He's a Bobby Knight without the chair throwing.
Yeah, so I'm not going to take the number one seed here. Give me Texas to win the Big 12 title.
Yeah, and what an incredible turnaround that's been for them. They started off, their coach gets shit canned.
Yeah. Well, that tells you the talent he amassed there.
And and the coaching staff he put together too. So, way to go, Texas. Way to hang in there.
So yeah, for some reason, I think just Texas down the stretch has been really good. So I'm taking the Longhorns to come out of the Big 12.
Okay.
All right. So the one conference tournament that I'm looking forward to the most is the Big East. Now they're not as deep, top to bottom, as the Big 12. But if you get these matchups, and it could be different. Some of the teams got to play each other. The Final Four I got in the Big East is Marquette taking on UConn. Give me all of that. And Xavier and Villanova in the other side of the bracket. Because Villanova started off so bad, but they've been incredible down the stretch. And I know how much you love Xavier, Paul. And I'm leaving out Providence here. I'm one of these teams is taking out Providence. I think maybe UConn. I can't. I don't have the bracket pulled up in front of me. but I
Yeah.
think UConn on a neutral site gets Providence. And then I think you're going to have a matchup Xavier versus Nova. And I've gotten Marquette. I love Marquette. When the tournament, when the bracket comes, I hope they get a good draw because I love the Marquette Eagles, right?
Yeah, the Golden Eagles, they won 6 in a row. Xavier's won 3 in a row. Creighton,
So, yeah. So I think Nova gets Creighton in their side of the bracket.
I'm going to take UConn here.
UConn to beat Marquette and then win the whole
Yeah,
thing. I mean, this is why this conference is going to be the best conference to watch. The conference title, the whole conference will be fun. The bracket will be fun to watch here. Um, I love a lot of these teams. I like Marquette. I like Creighton. I don't hate Providence. I like Xavier. I mean, when it comes tournament time, I like these teams because they can score. They can get after you defensively. They may not always keep you down, but they can hound you. But they know how to score the basketball. And somebody told me a long time ago, Paul, that that's kind of part of this game is putting it in the hoop.
Yeah, my ticket just went down.
Ah, crap. GW?
Yeah, they lost back. They're down 8 with 35 seconds to go.
Way to go, George Washington. We had all the high hopes for you. So there's your, those are 6 tournaments that I'm looking forward to watching this week. I'll be keeping my eye on, and we'll see how and I'm sure that, so you can already throw out Texas, Indiana, Kentucky, because I gave you these things. Well, somebody between Marquette and UConn, I think, is going to get there. Me or Paul will be right. One of the two of us will be right
Well,
there.
You would think.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
So, if you're not a big basketball fan, try to find the Big East tournament on the TV this week, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready for trivia. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, so any last comments, anything you want to tell the people to look for this weekend or next week or anything we got coming up either other than our bracket show?
No, we will be at March Madness at the local casino next
Next week?
Thursday.
That's right. Maybe we'll do some videos of us there.
Yeah. So if you're local and you want to come hang out with us, watch basketball, just come introduce yourself, let us know you are, and that whole thing.
That's right. It ought to be a lot of fun. So we look forward to putting our bracket together next week and having you challenge us. And then maybe we'll take some videos of me and Paul at the Horseshoe next Friday. And then, boy, after that, the Kentucky Derby preps really get going, the big point races. So we'll be all back over the Kentucky Derby horses going down the stretch. And so we look forward to doing that. So thanks for joining us here live at the Stone Pony. And we will get with you next week. So this is Poolside Bets. I'm Franklin, that's Paul, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.